we begin to, what do we do? Let's take from the individual person.
No, I'll take the family, the womanhood you mentioned, and then the larger society. From the angle of the family, when you say that everything depends on the family, it's actually correct. Because if I go and steal billions, and my wife says, where did this come from? You know that's the end of that billion. It won't be spent in that house.
Precisely.
That's what it used to be. If I'm a bachelor, my parents, my uncle call, okay, come. Tell us, what is this? Is this how we trained you? So when collapse also occurs at that level, we export that decay. It's as simple as that. Now, picture all that is going on in this country today. There are families where certain things can't happen. What? You're beginning to do what those, are you mad? There's the Igbo expression, the goat follows the person who is carrying his favorite leaves, which is the palm frond. Today is considered a philosophy of leadership. No, it's an admonition. It was an admonition in those days. The goat follows wherever it will find food. So unless you're a goat, food should not guide your decisions. That's why if you come late, oh, they had a ceremony in Sajo's house, he took the other title, I know by 6 everybody, and I'm coming home by 8. My father will say, okay, my son. Oh, because Sajo took a title, you didn't know when the sun set. Don't you know there's a good apple? It's considered the philosophy of leadership today. So the fundamental issue of the family is there, etc. But again, you can't deny the mix. That sometimes the particular is overwhelmed by the universal, which is what we are seeing. The good family or the good man and woman becomes a laughing stock. Some don't have the strength to weather the disgrace of being, and so the bad keeps eating into it. Now, coming to the role of the woman, which I think has become a bit of an issue here. I wrote a book. I have a book. The title is The Fate of Humanity Depends on the Woman. You'll get your copy. It's been around since 2012. Because the woman is central to all kinds of core values. We all have mothers. The first human being we all learned to trust in this world was a woman. The first human being who, in holding, you're expecting both protection and food, is a woman. But that's a matter for another day. The point being made is that it may not be entirely comfortable to locate it with one gender. And then also, talking about the discipline, I'm concerned because are we talking about discipline or just tyranny? And I'll give an example. You have children quarreling, and all of us are siblings, and oh, no, give me, and the man clears his throat. He's in the parlor, you're making all that noise. What's going on there? Peace is restored. But is that peace? Is a woman who could come out in that kind of situation, what is all this noise about? He say, oh no, he took my toy. And he say, how could you give your brother his toy? Is it yours? Did you ask him for it? That's bad behavior. And then you take it, good for you. He say, but shouldn't your brother play with your toy? That balancing. The strength to go through this, the man doesn't have it no matter how much he wants. He's like a melina tree. The woman is like a guava. The woman will bend without her roots moving. If the man must bend, he will break. He'll get to beat the hell out of everybody. Conventionally, that's a perception. So what I will then say in that is that in our contemporary environment, there are fathers who want to brag that their children made all A's. And they could be the ones to look for a school or a special center. There are mothers who will say, who are looking forward to saying, oh, my child, got her master's at the age of 18. Parenting is not a national issue, it's personal. My children, when you finish secondary school, you don't go to university. For 1 year, we call it a gap year in the family. You go and work somewhere on minimum wage for 3 months. You go and learn a skill, and in the course of all of that, you find a school. I won't find a school for you. My own is to pay after you found and justified to me the cost. In fact, and this is not storytelling, Ikeneli is a current president of NIPR. 7 or 8 years ago, when my daughter, one of them finished secondary school, I was to do the gap year. He was the one with whom we found where she would do the gap year. They interviewed her and all of that. She was on minimum wage, 20,000 then. So when we were about to start, I said, 20,000. He said, no, okay, you know, you've done it with this other. Let it remain real and all of that. So it was 20,000. So on a daily basis, or most of the, I'll pretend, I'm going in the direction of that office in order to be near it and drop her. But she was going by public transport.